Hi everyone. So my next topic in terms of stretching is the different types of stretching. Now many people are not aware of these types. Stretches is predominantly divided into two parts. One is the pre-workout stretching and the next is the post-workout stretching. Of course, the pre-workout stretches have to be dynamic at any cost. You have seen people do static stretches as they enter the gym, which is a complete no-no, because as you are entering the gym, your body is completely cold, your joints are cold, the blood circulation in your system is not as much as it should be, especially around your joints, and hence you need something called as a dynamic stretch. Once you have finished your workouts, there are different types of stretches. One is called as a static active. Now static active is something which you are doing as per your own range of motion without any external help. So if I have done a chest workout and if I want to do a static active stretch, I will just stand absolutely straight, take my hands right on the side and take it back to the point which I can go. And this is stretching my chest. So this is called as static active. Next, there is something called as static passive. Static passive means taking an external help. So if I hold this particular wall and if I do the same, I'm getting a bigger range of motion, and this is giving me a passive stretch, but at the same time stretching the same muscle but a bigger range of motion as compared to this. So these two go hand in hand. Once you do a combination of static active, static passive, your actual static active range increases. Next is you have something called as a ballistic stretch. Now these stretches are mostly done by athletes or gymnasts, so they should be avoided because they involve a lot of dynamic movement. So if you give this to a general population, many times it happens that it can cause issues around your tendons or your ligaments. So the person needs to be completely in a fit and a flexible situation to do this kind of stretches. So they are predominantly done by gymnasts. Next, there is something called as PNF. PNF stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Now this particular stretch needs an external person to help you, and the push and the pull ratio has to be maintained really well. It's a very complicated stretch, and there needs to be a good blend between the cueing instructions of the trainer and the reciprocating instructions or the reciprocation from the client. So it is not to be done by anyone and everyone. A person who understands a human body, how much to push, because if you push too much, because if I'm stretching and I'm getting a resistance, if the resistance and the stretch don't match, you can end up tearing that muscle. So please make sure that you focus on all these things before actually going for stretches. So general population always should rely on static passive and static active stretches. Of course, there is other stretches as well, but these are the basic ones which you should be aware of. And on a safety note, please always stick to static active and static passive. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.